There's always going to be a wild Cinderella team that makes some sort of run, even though no one sees it coming. But here are my predictions for March Madness. Auburn has to advance with Louisville. Louisville virtually has a home game. They're just too talented for those first round games. Michigan's good, but UC San Diego's a brutal matchup for them. They don't turn the ball over. Michigan turns the ball over a lot. North Carolina dominated in their first four matchup. I'd be shocked if RJ Davis doesn't have another big game against Ole Miss, and Yale's going to beat Texas A&M. That's my upset. And Lipscomb over Iowa State. No Kashawn Gilbert. I like Lipscomb, Marquette, and Michigan State getting it done. If we go to the West region, Florida's just too talented. They're number 1 in offensive rating, 2 in KenPom, and I don't like Oklahoma in any matchup, to be perfectly honest. Memphis has PJ Haggerty, but Colorado State's got Nick Clifford, and they are really, really good, so I think they'll advance. Grand Canyon has Tyson Foster. I really think he's going to be the difference in that Maryland game. Drake over Missouri. That's the popular pick, but I'm going to stay with it too. They play at a slow pace, but I do think they'll be able to beat Missouri. JT Toppin's one of the best players in the country. Give me Texas Tech all day. Coach Cal's going to beat Bill Self, and of course, I'm taking Rick Pitino in round 1. Whether or not Duke has Cooper Flagg in the first few rounds or not, it's not going to matter. They're Sweet 16 without him and a championship team with him. Baylor and Duke will advance on that side. Edgecombe's talent is too vast. Love Oregon over Liberty. That's a popular pick. Everybody and their uncles picking Liberty to win. No, I think Oregon's going to get by that game. Same with Arizona, even though Akron's a popular pick. BYU's offense is too good for VCU. VCU is the 45th offensive rating. BYU is the 11th. That's going to be the difference. They hit a lot of threes. They're going to pummel them. I don't care that everybody's picking VCU. Vanderbilt has a top 30 offense, but I don't think they can do anything against St. Mary's. Of course, Alabama's going to beat Robert Morris. We go to the Midwest region. Houston and Gonzaga are going to easily win their games. McNeese, I'm picking over Clemson because of the team manager. Simply no other reason. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sure they have a lot of talent. I've watched a few games of theirs, but it's primarily because of Amir Khan. Point has a great offense. Purdue's going in the wrong direction fast. Illinois is more fraudulent than Bernie Madoff's portfolios in 2008, 2009, so Xavier's going to beat them. Kentucky over Troy, UCLA over Utah State, Tennessee over Wofford, and then Tennessee over UCLA, Kentucky over Xavier. I don't know why that hasn't updated yet because Xavier just won probably. McNeese to the Sweet 16 because of Amir Khan, and Gonzaga over Houston. Gonzaga's offense will be the difference in that Houston game. 9th ranked overall offense, and their defense isn't shabby either. Sticking with the Cougs to beat Wisconsin, St. Mary's to pull off the upset over Alabama because of their defense. If Mark Sears is an off day, they're toast. Arizona's been playing great basketball, and Duke's going to beat Baylor. Next, going back to that South region, I love Auburn over Louisville. Louisville just can't compete with Auburn, though they got screwed with the 8 seed because they were, 10th overall in the AP poll? Makes no sense. UC San Diego to the Sweet 16, North Carolina to the Sweet 16, despite their commissioner being the chairman of that board. And of course, Michigan State's going to beat Marquette. If we go down to the West region, I like Florida over UConn. They're just too talented. And UConn, half their team wants to transfer anyways. Colorado State's going to squeak by Grand Canyon. JT Toppin's the difference versus Drake. And although I wanted to pick Coach Cal, St. John's is too much talent. Auburn's going to coast by UC San Diego, and Michigan State's going to squeak by North Carolina. I wanted to pick North Carolina in this game for a Cinderella run. Florida's going to beat Colorado State, and Texas Tech. JT Toppin's going to be too much for St. John's. St. John's doesn't have enough offense to compete with them. I think it's close. I think Walter Clayton's the difference. I think they make the Final Four. Same with Auburn over Michigan State. I just don't see Michigan State as a Final Four team this time around. Duke, assuming they have Cooper Flagg to the Final Four after they beat BYU in the Elite Eight. Gonzaga over McNeese in the Sweet 16. And of course, I'm going to go with the upset. Kentucky has Tennessee's number. They're going to have to play them at some point. I have them over Tennessee, and then Gonzaga squeaking by Kentucky to make a Final Four appearance. Duke's way too talented for Gonzaga. Give me Cooper Flagg and Duke. Number 3 in offense, number 4 in defense for a reason, even though they play in the ACC. But Auburn, no. I think Florida's going to beat them. They already beat them this year, and I think Florida's going to win the national championship over Duke. Do you guys agree? Let me know the changes. Follow for more content like this.